17-year-old girl in high school. She made the whole thing all this from here. And she did a wonderful job. She went back to Austin, Texas, because originally that's where she came from, Austin, Texas. So she was a young artist here in San Antonio, and she went to Austin, Texas. So she did all the art. It's a beautiful art. The detail on the art, if you want to go see it, I'll show you. The red represents the heat of the human being. The heat and all the sweat right here. And he's exhausted. And then here, this gentleman right here standing, he's sweating. Right here. And the story behind is that that's all they can do. They cannot wear their shirts. They cannot wear their underwear. They cannot lay on the floor to stay cool because concrete is fresh. If they lay on the floor, wet their shirt, wet their underwear, they pick up a case, which it just makes them stay longer in jail or takes away some of their privileges, like they can't go to rec, or they can't write letters, or they can't go to commissary because they wet their shirt or their underwear because you want to stay cool. It's so hot. It's 140 degrees. I mean, you gotta cool off somewhere. Here, you get in your car and oh my God, it's so hot. Right away, you turn on that AC right away. But they don't have that privilege to do that. So they're cooking alive. They're boiling alive. And some of the state representatives agree. They're like, yeah, they already got sentenced. They got judged. Now we're gonna boil them and cook them to death. A lot of representatives agree that they're going to help us pass a bill that will reduce or put the air conditioner in the units. Now, I know you're saying, well, they're older units. They're not capable of having AC. Yes, some units can have AC. They're just not turned on. They'd rather open up a window, let hot air blow in your face. It's still hot. You know, I mean, that's all we're asking for. Is for a little bit of humanity. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for them to let go. Just give us a little bit of humanity. So I would welcome you to come inside so you can see our interpretation of a prison cell. Okay? Watch your step. Come on in. We'll lock the door behind. Close the door behind you. There you go. Okay. So this is our interpretation of a toilet. Okay, regular, ordinary toilet, and this is our interpretation of a sink. It's styrofoam. We couldn't make it no other way. So, and sometimes when it gets really, really hot and you cannot wet your shirt, the prisoners get the water from the toilet and they sprinkle themselves with the water. But as long as the guard is not looking at them, they get some water from here and they just like, oh, they sprinkle it, like, oh, that feels a little bit better. But if they can't do that, then this is the bed that they lay in, and they're sweating, so they're asleep in their own sweat. So they're asleep in their own sweat. Could you imagine us sleeping in your own sweat? I mean, hallelujah for the person who invented air conditioning. You know, so they have no pillow. They get letters from their loved ones or whatever. You know, and as you can tell right now, I'm not sure. Can you see the temperature? I think it's 100.
Yeah, it's like 110 almost.
110? Okay, this is 110. So in prison, it's 140. For what, how many days in the winter? 6 months out of the year, maybe 7. Every single day. 24 hours a day in here. I mean, it's not funny at all. You know, so this is our interpretation. We didn't do a very good job, but we tried our best. Up here, you can see is aluminum that reflects, that helps us to make more heat in here. But if you have a loved one in prison, they have no out. You don't sweat now. Come on. You know, so this, like I said, and sometimes the prisoners will sleep next to the toilet because they say that for some reason the toilet is fresh, cooler, because of the water where it comes out of, I don't know. So they have hug the toilet in the bottom. They lay down and they hug the toilet in the bottom, so they'll be nice and cool. You know. So this is our interpretation of this. And then sometimes when they turn off the water in the prisons, they have to wash your clothes in the toilet water. You know, or if you can save some water here in the sink, and maybe you get. But if the guard sees you, you're gonna get into trouble. You can't be saving water, and you gotta leave the mask on. You gotta leave the mask on. You know, but that's how prisoners are. They have to leave the mask on, like you. You know, and so it's like they're really hot. So this is just a little bit of education about what we're trying to do with the air conditioner. At least we'll have a little bit of a breeze. It may not be much, but you know what? It's something. Let them serve their sentence in a humane environment. We take care of our animals a little bit better. And people say, yeah, but animals don't do nothing. They didn't harm anybody. Okay, fine. A person does a crime, let them do the time. We're not saying to let them go. What we're saying is just to help and make it a little bit human, and just the temperature. Let them serve their sentence in a humane way. That's all we're